Right, the final stretch, Thursday Island through to Darwin, and here's our little boat. Left Horn Island and Thursday Island. It was a 2-day overnight, 2-night sail across to the Marchinbar Islands, which is part of the Wessel Islands that stick out the top of Australia. We overnighted there for a break, and then another 2 days, 2 nights across the Arnhem area, top of Australia, top of Northern Territory, into Elcho Bay overnight there, and then through all the little channels and tides into Darwin.
So we're getting ready for our 3-day passage across to the Marchinbar Islands, halfway to Darwin. We're using a little generator here, the backup portable generator, just to top the batteries up. We're going to be sailing on an angle where these sails are going to block the solar panels. So our batteries are going to take a bit of a beating, so we're just giving them a little boost with the thing, topping up with water from the dock. We went and got some water. But yeah, on our way tomorrow morning, leaving Horn Island next to Thursday Island. It's been a good anchorage, except the crocodile kept us out the water. And that's end of the 8th of June, I think, Saturday the 8th. And look at that, we're in mince wraps, all sorts. Thank you, Elliot. And beautiful sky out there. Sunset about 10 minutes ago, and we still got that. Unbelievably beautiful. Early morning, Sunday the 9th of June, leaving our where we were anchored down for 4 days at Horn Island. And we're going to, now there's Thursday Island, go past that, and we're heading out there. And as I said earlier, I hope the cannons aren't aiming at us. Already our friends out there, Walter and I, on their way. There we go, Darwin, here we come, via the Marchinbar Islands. Here we go, Thursday Island behind us. You can see there's the gap we came through. The cannons on the fort didn't get us. We escaped, and very nicely, it's dead downwind, so we've got the jib jumping around a bit, trying to keep that under control. But going well, averaging about 7 knots in about 15 knots of wind, so happy with that downwind. So here's an interesting one. We're coming up to this fleet of fishing vessels. You can see them dotted all over the screen, the grey triangles, and where they're all sitting, I'll show you now on your main chart plotter. You can see the limit of the exclusive economic zone. So this is Aussie waters here, that line and that line. And they're all sitting right in the corner of that line fishing, at the limit of the exclusive economic zone. Buggers. So I've had to alter my course. I was going to go straight through there, but now I've got to go around the bottom to avoid all those guys sitting fishing there. There's one particular guy, that guy over there, forced me to change course. The rule of the sea, fishing vessels, you have to give way. So there's this guy again. You can see the economic exclusive zone, and he is now inside Aussie waters fishing. So yeah, where's that bloody aeroplane that flew over us yesterday? Gave me a hard time. You should be worried about these guys, not me. So we're just coming over the top of the Wessel Islands, or the Marchinbar Islands. See, there's the very tip of the islands over there, and it's amazing. There's a colour line here. It's probably got to do with the currents flowing out of the Gulf of Carpentaria. Look at that. We're going from this beautiful blue water to that browny, grey, green water over there. So this is a classic example of wind against tide. So you've got this choppy, turbid water here. We've got a current of about 4 knots against us, and we got the wind blowing with us. So we've got wind against current, and you got this choppy water here, and you can see just in the distance in the background there, it suddenly goes smooth. That is where the current stops. So we're fighting our way through this turbid part to get out of the current. So there you can see this mess we're in. Powerful current. And if you look behind, it's just a washing machine behind us. That is wind against current. Now you can see the colour line, the difference as we go out of the current. We've got from this grey water what we're going into the clean water. Look how calm it is over there compared to this lot. It's amazing. We've got 8 knots. The boat's actually doing 8 or almost 9 knots. And over the ground it's doing 2.2, 1.5 knots. That means we've got about 5 knots of current flowing straight at us. Cheers. Passage beer from 2 Island Bay in the Marchinbar Islands, halfway to Darwin. Cheers, Elliot.
Cheers.
Let me show you guys. We've already seen a croc on the beach, so we won't be swimming. And beautiful white beaches. So pity we can't swim. But we're just here for the night, then moving on. Right, good morning and goodbye to 2 Island Bay here on Marchinbar Islands, far northern Queensland, Australia. And we've got a 2-day passage to Darwin. We're actually going to stay over in Elcho Bay first and then on to Darwin. But goodbye for the overnight stop. Was this Twin Island Bay. It was peaceful, but there is nothing here. And getting ready for dinner. It is now 10 to 6 in the evening. Got yesterday's pot, being pot number 2. And the sun is, calling it a day there. It's been a light wind day. Looks like a light wind night. Hopefully we pick it up tomorrow. And the only thing missing from the table is a sundowner beer. Coming up soon. Ha! There it is. One Great Northern Super Crisp, mighty fine sundowner beer. Thanks, Elliot. And we got a sun going on somewhere over there. Good morning. It's Thursday, 13th of June, I think. And we just coming out of night time. I'm still on night watch till 7 a.m. It's only 6:30. Elliot is fast asleep, but yeah, good night sailing, light wind, but we managed to hold on to about 6 knots all the way. We had to turn the motor on at one stage just to hold our speed, but otherwise we're all on track for Darwin. And look at that. Okay, so I succumbed. I took on the spinnaker and Elliot and I got it up. The spinnaker, that is. And she's looking magnificent. It's about 10 knots of breeze, 12 knots, and she's flying beautifully. Look at that. Lots of power in that sail, so it's pulling us along at about 5 knots in 8 knots of wind. Be happy with that. What a day coming into the straits that go down towards Darwin. So we've got the tide right. We timed it so we're arriving here just as the tide turns against us. So we've had it with us for a while, and now it's going slack tide and it'll turn. So hopefully we'll be in the bay, which is down over there. Sorry, let me get this to focus. There we go. Bays are down over there. There's a couple of beaches. Can't swim. Crocodiles. Bloody waste of a beautiful beach. And tomorrow we head further down that strait. We've got about 18 miles tomorrow to get to Darwin, one shot. Here we are, Elcho Bay. 2.5 day sail. And yeah, it looks like a really nice calm bay. We'll be overnight before we head into Darwin tomorrow. You can see the anchor bridles on the trampoline ready to deploy. And already Elcho Bay. Cheers. Passage beer. Thanks, Elliot. Great passage yet. Yeah, we actually had a good one. It was 2 nights and 3 days, and all went well. We even flew the Spinnaker. So we anchored here in Elcho Bay. Cheers. Wow, look at that. Massive. Inquisitive, eh? Came right up and had a look. Here at Elcho Bay, and we've got another burger bra. Bit of a, sorry for a state for a bra, but it's a burger bra. Elliot's doing us burgers tonight. And it's tough out here. And after dinner, sat down with these charts. These are tidal charts, so we're trying to work out how to catch the tides as they change all the way through to Darwin. You'll see a bit later in the video how we done it, but yeah, it took a bit of grey matter. And all ready to leave Elcho Bay, head to Darwin. We've got a long day of dodging tidal currents. Sorry, not quite ready. I've got to tidy that line up, but yeah, sun just coming over the horizon. It's just after 7 in the morning, and it's a beautiful morning. Not quite enough wind yet, but let's go. Darwin, here we come. It's my first attempt ever at making pancakes, so I'm cheating a bit. I bought the premix, which is this from Coles supermarket. It's the original pancake shake. You just add water, shake it up. The pan is ready, and pour in the mix. Let's see what happens. This is a desperate attempt at some lunch. Okay, the only thing I haven't bargained for you is the boat is rolling around, so my pancakes may be a bit lopsided. But there's number one. Let's see what it does. Maybe a bit much oil, so it'll be a deep fried pancake. Okay, it's not going so well. I tried to turn it, and now I've just got a scrambled cake. Okay, this is about a minute later, and it's I managed to flip it, and yeah, it's not quite a round pancake. Okay, so that was my first ever pancake, and might be my last. But I'm trying again, and much less batter, and this is looking promising. Let's see what we get. There we go. Look at that. Much better. Now it looks a bit more like a pancake. Elliot is laughing at me. That was my first attempt with absolute disaster. There we go. That was my first attempt. My second attempt. Put some butter on, and I'm going to add on some honey from Dave and Liz Victor's farm in Bundaberg. Proper farm honey onto pancakes. Decadent. Lunch is served. It's Pancake Saturday. Okay, we got the pro at it. I'm getting lessons here. That is how it should look, and that is a pancake. But I wasn't too bad for a novice. Right, so let me explain what we're doing today to get to Darwin. We're having to go through 3 tidal changes, and the current sort of rips through this gap here. That's an island, that is the mainland, there is Darwin. So we got to come through this gap here. So the current goes this way, and then a bit later it goes the other way. At the moment, the current is flowing west to east against us. In an hour's time, the current changes, and then we're going to grab the current and come through. The current then changes again, and it pushes us down to Darwin. So it's a bit of an art. The key here, for those that ever do this route, they say the key is to leave Elcho Bay, where we left this morning, to leave there 4 hours before Darwin high tide, Darwin Harbour high tide. So we've done that, and so far we've had a ripping current pushing us all the way down. It has now started to turn. It's a little bit against us, and in an hour's time it turns again, and we go with the current through these narrow straits here to get into this big bay where Darwin is in. So that's the strategy with getting into Darwin. Darwin's got an 8-meter tidal height, and that's why it's got such strong currents, tidal currents. What we use is, for the tidal prediction, on the windy app, you can see at 1 o'clock, that is the current against us going through the gap. All right. If I slide it a bit along and I take it to 3 o'clock, you can see the current is less. If I then go to 6 o'clock tonight, we'll be through it, but look at the current, how it's pushing, ripping through there. All right. So the windy app has the currents feature and a tidal currents feature. Use it. It works really well to get your tides and your flows. So it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and you can see we've found some current. It's working with us. It's turned. There we are, going through the channel, and we've got almost 8 knots across the ground, and through the water we're only doing 6 knots, 6.3. We are running under motor because it's light wind, but that tells us that we've got about at least 1.5 knots helping us, and that's miles for free. Love it. And we're about 24 miles out of Darwin. Sorry, there we are. There's Darwin, Fanny Bay, and we'll be arriving at night because there goes our sun. What a beautiful sunset. Look at that. Awesome end to an awesome day of sailing. Got a motor, but nice and pleasant. So we're coming towards Darwin. So we've navigated all the channels and all the reefs. And now we've got a different challenge. That's an anchored ship. That's an anchored ship. And there's a few others anchored here without AIS that we can't see. So we'll have to visual eyeball them. Oh, there we go. There's one just popped up now. And he looks like he's coming our way. So we're going to watch him. And we are heading into Fanny Bay. So we've got to get through all this muck here into the anchorage over there at Fanny Bay. Okay, well, we'll have balls and get into Fanny Bay. And here we are, anchored down in Fanny Bay. That's us right over there, the red triangle, and that is Fanny Bay. And I can show you outside, but it's absolutely pitch dark. So not much to see. You can see the lights of Darwin over there. And I think that is the yacht club. And we sort of anchored in the middle of the bay. Hello Darwin. And my first paddle back on the Indian Ocean. They're in Darwin. Darwin in the distance there. And yeah, a little pedal around Fanny Bay. Always wanted to pedal around Fanny Bay. It's pretty early, still sun coming up. Breakfast al fresco, straight off Darwin. First morning in Darwin, straight into a breakfast. Thanks, Elliot. Looks good.
You're welcome.
So I think we found our hangout for the next few days. Here at the Darwin Sailing Club. Very cool. There's the Ian Green boat tractor. You'll know what I mean. But yeah, cool spot. And it's getting busy for a Sunday afternoon. Oops, no dogs. That counts me out. End of a busy day sailing here at Fanny Bay Yacht Club. Darwin Sailing Club. Got Fanny on the brain. Stop doing that. Sunset Beach. Everyone worshipping the weekend out. Sundowners here at Darwin Sailing Club. Cheers. This is the dolly or trolley we use. Push the boat back. Tide goes out for miles. So we'll get the boat launched to that, and in the daytime we use that dolly and we pull the dinghy all the way up the ramp here, and you can see where they leave all the dinghies at the top there. Here at the Darwin Sailing Club.
So another reason for coming into Darwin was to hand these cruising guides that belong to Kayo. Kayo, the solo Japanese sailor you may remember from a while back. And I gave it to Keith Tanner, one of Kayo's friends, for him to hand it over to her. Keith, also an interesting character, ex-Zimbabwean, and he has sailed around the world recently solo on a 30-foot monohull. So yeah, proper sailor. Laundry at Darwin Sailing Club. 2 washing machines and a tumble dryer, and it's all happening. Get my laundry done before we head off to Indonesia. And there it is, the last sunset in Australia. I think over 6 months in Australia. Enjoyed it. Good country, expensive country. Thank you, Australia. And we were moving on to Indonesia in the next video.